Welcome to your favorite news network, the Dusty News Network. You know where Negro news comes first, and I'm just so excited to be your host today. Breaking news. I did a story earlier this week about some black women who were in Los Angeles and they were not allowed to get into the club based on the color of their skin. And I noticed that many black men got into the comments section and they were like, look, well, black women are the ones having the problems, black men don't. And so I was like, yeah, I don't really see black men being put out of public restaurants or clubs like that unless there's a fight. And then I came across a story that's happening all the way in Myrtle Beach. This particular story surrounds a very popular restaurant called Salt and Honey. I was getting a lot of good reviews in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, until this happens.
Down here in Myrtle Beach at Salt and Honey, I was so excited to get here because it's a TikTok sensation. I heard that the food was extremely good. And so my wife and I, we visit here. Right here, Salt and Honey, and we ordered our food. My wife ordered a steak and eggs, and I ordered some eggs Benedict. And my wife sent back the steak because it wasn't cooked to her liking. So when the waitress took it back to the kitchen, the chef said that's the way it's supposed to be, and they brought the same plate back to our table and said, you just have to eat it, that's the way it's supposed to be. Who heard of anything doing like that? That's so unhealth department, that's health department regulations, and I need to call the health department on. You don't do that. If it's not cooked to my specification, then you need to prepare it the way that we asked for it. But that wasn't the topic, guys. The owner of the restaurant came to the table and said he Googled how a medium well steak is supposed to look, and that's the way it's supposed to look. And so after we were not satisfied, the owner of Salt and Honey down here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, he told my wife and I that black people are not welcome in his establishment and that I can leave and I'm barred from his restaurant. We cannot continue to support establishments in Myrtle Beach or anywhere else that does not welcome black people and their money. The only thing he had to do was make the steak. But this gentleman told me that my wife and I was not welcome in his restaurant, that black people play with his money too much. Just wanted to let you guys know that. I hope this goes viral.
Now, this particular brother is from Maryland, all right? You kind of hear it in his accent. And him and his wife went there and they were told that black people could not be allowed in the restaurant. But because he's a black man, obviously this is what they're targeting, right? So they're saying, hey, you black people can't come into the restaurant ever again. So then what happened after this went viral, this Instagram page for Salt and Honey started getting a lot of traffic, right? So then this happened. So the restaurant Salt and Honey Grill in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina posted this. We want to be transparent. We have never handled a situation like this before. Because we did not know how to respond in the moment, we turned off some comment sections and deleted comments that contained threats against our team. Moving forward, we will leave comment sections open so people can express their pains, feelings, and concerns. We only ask that while we remain fully transparent through this process, people consider the real impact that negative reviews and boycott actions have. Our business provides a livelihood to a diverse staff and a service to a diverse customer base who will also be affected by these actions. We remain committed to listening, learning, and serving our community with integrity. Thank you to everyone who has shared their concerns with us. Now, let me just say this. You'll always have some folks that believe that the black man is not telling the truth. I do believe that he's telling the truth, right? And they're saying that they don't like the steak. The person goes and gets a particular picture of what this steak is supposed to look like. Let me just tell you guys something, all right? As entrepreneurs in the business world, we are trying to win customers, okay? If the customer is saying that, hey, I want my steak done a certain way, you gotta make the steak the way the customer is looking for. Because the customer is gonna go out there and leave bad reviews. This is the business that you've chosen. Every entrepreneur has to go through this, all right? Our job, an entrepreneur's job around the world, is to do two things. Keep your employees happy. Keep your customers happy. Apple does a great job of this. And so now you want to get mad and say, well, black people are not allowed to come into the restaurant anymore. And notice that I don't think they made any public apology by admitting that they were wrong or that the guy was wrong. They're just basically saying, hey, well, we've never had to go through this before. And, we're going to go ahead on and let the comments come in. And the reason why you're probably saying that is because the guy is telling the truth. That's why. You guys know that you did it, that the owner did it, and you're looking to try to go ahead on the save face. And now you're saying, well, guys, you got to make sure that you understand that if these bad reviews might cause a loss in business. And if it does cost a loss in business, then whose fault is it? The manager or the owner?
He's right,
This is the downfall of playing with Americans, especially black Americans, playing that race card and telling somebody that they can't come in because they black. You're going to suffer big time. And you better hope that, these other people that were being tagged like Don Lemon and other big liberals out there won't put your ass on blast even further and get this out there to like the shade room and get this. This is a public disaster. All right. Just one thing can make your situation a public disaster. Next story. We're going to go all the way to Detroit suburb by the name of East Point, Michigan. Now, I know a lot of you guys probably heard about this story. There was a young lady by the name of Afeni Muhammad who was working at a McDonald's, okay? She's 26 years old. She was having a lot of issues with her manager by the name of Jennifer Harris. And Jennifer Harris, as a manager, allegedly kept sending this lady home early. And so if you keep getting sent home early, I mean, it's a good and a bad thing. You ain't got to be at work, but what happens is that you don't get your hours. And so if you don't get your hours, you can't get paid your full amount. If you can't get paid your full amount, you can't pay your bills, okay? Well, this young lady was upset about that.
I got sent home early yesterday. I got sent home early today by the same person. I'm telling you, she's a bully. This isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in this store, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. She has no respect. And it isn't funny at all. Like, seriously, man, I got shit I gotta take care of. And she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny. She's playing games. And then all day, throughout the day, she keeps sending her little racial shit. And then throughout the day, she keeps on, like, putting negative energy in the air, talking about people, gossiping about people. It's not funny, man. That shit have to stop. She's a bully. I'm telling you. She's a bully. She brings a lot of negative energy in there. She always panic when there's a lot going on, and then she try to manipulate that and make it seem like we ain't doing something right, but we are working really hard and doing great. It's just the fact that she panicked, and I caught her a few times making a mistake, and she tried to hurry up and play it off. Nobody's perfect. It's fucking God when it happens. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, like, somebody might get confused. So it gets busy, yeah. But she needs to stop playing like she don't be making mistakes. I be catching her. So all that animosity and shit that she keep putting in the air and stuff, then trying to tell me I'm always snapping on people. No, that's false. No, I don't snap on people. I don't go in there doing that. I tell her, no, I make peace. That's what I'm doing. I've been creating peace. So all that negative energy that she's bringing in there and trying to manipulate it, no, that's going to stop. All that negative shit she's saying about, her personal life, all of that. No, she's bringing all of that in there. And then playing games saying she want to take her belt off and beat somebody. Y'all act like my kids in here. No, we ain't your kids. Respect us. Stop talking to us like that. That's crazy. I'm telling you. But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in on my off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early, it's not funny. Somebody will have to do something about that. It's not funny. It's not fair. It isn't funny at all. So, she could keep being a bully if she wants to, but that shit's going to catch up to her. Because it ain't funny at all. It ain't.
Not only was she upset, she got sent home, went home, put on a Chucky mask, came back to the location with a knife, deleted her manager. Now, her manager's name is Jennifer Harris. She had 6 kids. She's a single mom, okay? She accused this lady of doing a whole lot of stuff like slander, being racist towards her. Now, Afeni Muhammad, I don't think that she's African-American with that name, so I don't know if she was from somewhere else. But I saw some different opinions of people on the internet.
Now, y'all, I'm gonna just say this, okay? It's very sad on both ends, but listen. Imagine somebody sending you home every day and you got bills to pay, and they sitting up there playing in your face. Again, it's sad on her end, but, y'all, you never know what people is going through. Like, I just really feel like that girl got to a breaking point, or that girl or that lady, and just did what she did. Now, I feel like she already had it planned out, because baby girl left out of there. It's like she knew that she was going to leave out of there, like get sent home early, because she came back in there with a mask on. That's what I did not like, because you came back in there with a mask on, and it made it seem like, dang, girl, like you probably premeditated that shit. But again, you never know what people have going on. It's almost like she already was prepared for what's going to happen at work. Then again, she said that lady is gossiping about her. Imagine somebody gossiping about you at work, and now you at work, everybody sit up here believing all the gossip. I know what she going through, y'all, because, baby, everything she said up there said, I said, leaving home early, gossiping about you at work, have people making you think that you crazy, you don't know what you talk about. I know exactly what she talk about. She ain't crazy.
Now, a lot of people said that her eyes could tell the entire story. That could be true, right? And you do got to make sure, how you deal with people. Now, if I'm not misunderstood, the bail is like, I don't know if it's like $25 million or something crazy for the bail. Okay, the story is catching worldwide heat, but on both sides. I don't know what happened, but basically this is premeditated. You went home, you put on a mask, you thought about it. Was it the heat? This is first degree murder. You will be sitting down, and you lost your entire life all because of this. All right, people got to start to think that there's more to life than what you believe it is. Work on yourself, build yourself up. I know that it's hard working on managers. I had some I hated, and I really wanted to do something to them, but it's just not worth it. I'm glad I never did. Next story. Imagine being in your car and somebody knocks on the window and says they need some help, and you're thinking about helping them, and then all of a sudden they pull out the on you, right? And they're trying to ask you for your car, but instead something else happens.
A Connecticut pastor says he's lucky to be alive after a terrifying encounter with an armed carjacker in Baltimore City.
He was in town attending a funeral when a 16-year-old attacked him and took off with his car.
As Fox 45's Rebecca Pryor reports, the entire incident was caught on camera.
It was already a difficult trip. Last week, a prominent Connecticut pastor with close family ties to Baltimore in town for a funeral. But his visit taking another tragic turn when he was reportedly carjacked by an armed teenager.
We were getting food after the week, and I literally had just parked in front of the restaurant. I hadn't been there 2 minutes.
Kenneth Moles Jr. was sitting outside of Angie's Seafood along East Pratt Street when he says someone knocked on his window, claiming to be in need of help due to a dead cell phone.
When I looked at him, I knew like something about this wasn't right. I was looking to kind of drive away, and he immediately pulls up with the ski mask. He has something to put it up over his face, whips out the glass, points in the car, and I get out the car.
Once he does, Moles says the masked individual hits him over the head with the weapon, and in a split-second decision, he's overcome with adrenaline.
I immediately go in the fight. I just start punching him in the face. I reach out for the gun.
But that was a pastor, okay? I don't want to show you the scuffle between the two, but it was a young man that ended up taking the car. Now, during the scuffle, the pastor was whooping his ass first. I mean, the dude's like 16, so the pastor punching him and everything. Then he gonna start preaching to the dude like, yo, I'm a pastor.
I realize how young he is, and that's when I tell him, hey, I'm a pastor, relax.
Stupid. I want to help you. Thinking the dude gonna be like, oh, why you didn't tell me? Man, that dude picked the gun up and just took his car. He could have picked the gun up and shot your ass. If you have an opportunity to take the from somebody, the last thing you want to do is tell them you're a preacher and think that somebody care about that. Well, he could have shot your man. Damn right. You lucky to be alive. Seriously, you could have been down bad. He could have shot you, bro. It'd have been all your fault too. Next story. So guys, we had a really great show. We had the first guy, who I believe is also a pastor in Maryland, exposed the salt and honey for being racist towards blacks. You have the McDonald's lady who deleted somebody because her hours is being cut. Then you got the pastor who's whooping an assailant's ass and then stops and tries to preach to him and still gets his car stolen. Who will win the Dusty Award today? Jeopardy music! Roll, please. It's the second lady, Afeni Muhammad, how you gonna stab somebody over McDonald's? I mean, I get you're being bullied, I get all that stuff, but girl, you about to go to jail for a long time. I asked her the question, was it worth it? Think about your actions, people. There were a lot of people I hated when I didn't have a lot of opportunities. I hated them so much I wanted to get away from them. Please make the right decision, because your ass gonna be there for a long time. Throw that dust on her. It's over for her. But guys, subscribe, hit the bell. It's my time. I got to get up out of here. Thank you for watching Destiny Network. We out.